Hey guys, so I wanted to do the Taylor Swift book tag today. I haven't done a tag video in forever and I never ended up doing this tag. I think it's been out for a while. I love Taylor Swift and basically this tag is just 10 questions that relate to different songs of hers and books, and it's really fun. So I'm excited to do this and I hope you guys like it. Starting with question number 1, which is for the song We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. This asks about a book series that you thought you were in love with but later wanted to break up with. So I'm gonna throw the Delirium trilogy by Lauren Oliver under the bus. And that is because I really am just not a fan of this anymore. I read this for the first time, I think about 2 years ago, and it was the first actual like dystopian series I'd ever read. So I was really into it at the time. I thought that like the idea and like the plot were really cool. And when I kind of think back on it now, I'm just not that in love with it. I think I've just read so many other great dystopian stories that are more fast-paced and just more interesting. Although I did like it and I think it's okay, I probably wouldn't go back and reread it again. Question number 2 is for the song Red, and it says choose a book that has a red cover, which is pretty easy. So I chose Crash Into You by Katie McGarry, which is the 3rd book in the Pushing the Limits series. Still actually haven't read this series yet. This is the only one I own from the series, but I hear it's really, really great. And I picked the red cover because I liked it. 3 is for The Best Day, and it says choose a book that makes you feel nostalgic. So I chose The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants by Anne Brashares. I read this for the first time when I was in 5th grade and I was obsessed with it. I love all of the books in the series, and it revolves around 4 girls who are best friends and they share a pair of jeans and kind of send them around, so they're the traveling pants. It has a really unique plot and it's written really well. I love the story, and so I still to this day love this. I actually reread this one a couple months ago and it just makes me feel nostalgic. The next question is for Love Story, and it says pick a book with forbidden love, and I picked Sweet Evil by Wendy Higgins. This has the perfect like forbidden relationship from Anna and Kaiden. If you haven't read this yet, it's a paranormal romance trilogy and it's so good. The romance is so good and they definitely have like a forbidden love, and it even says embrace the forbidden on the back. So that is perfect and I love them. This is just like so good. Number 5 is I Knew You Were Trouble, and it says to choose a book with a bad character that you couldn't help but love. So I chose Draco Malfoy. I actually had a hard time choosing somebody. Most of the time like the bad characters I just don't like because I feel like that's the point. They're there to be like annoying. I do really like Draco's character. I feel like this series would not be the same without him, and I feel like deep down he does have like redeeming qualities. If he were to come to like the good side and actually try to be like a good person, he would probably actually end up being good friends with Harry. I also chose The Deathly Hallows because I feel like he has his most redeeming qualities. Like his whole family has its most redeeming qualities in this one. So I love his character. I think he is essential to the story. Okay, so number 6 is for Kanye West, and it is the song Innocent, and it says choose a book that somebody ruined the ending for you. I was so spoiled on this last year. I had just started reading the series. I finished Divergent. I loved it. It was so great. I was really behind on it. I know these have been out for years, but I hadn't read them before. So I read Divergent last year and I was watching a video, and I won't say who it is because I don't want to be like, you know, I don't want to call anybody out. This was flat out spoiled. Like I heard what happened and I was so upset after that. I just was not excited about the series anymore. So I have read almost all of Insurgent. I did that this year. I still haven't finished it, but I haven't read this yet because I'm just kind of like, I don't really care to read it anymore. Number 7 is Everything Has Changed, and it says choose a character that goes through an extensive character development, and I'm super pissed because I just ruined this book. Somehow it got ruined, but that is probably for me Sydney Sage from the Bloodline series. Look at this, look what just happened. Like it's not that bad, but like that really drives me nuts. I chose Sydney because I feel like she goes through such a transformation in the Bloodline series. This is a spin-off of the Vampire Academy series. She's so like rigid and uptight in the very beginning of the series, and then like the 4th and the 5th book, in particular this one, she really kind of branches out and becomes herself and really like embraces her personality and her true like ideals and opinions, and I love that. I think she becomes a much better character. A is You Belong With Me, which says to pick a book you're most anticipating or your most anticipated release. I'm actually really excited for some of the books that are coming out later this year. I have two. I guess I'll talk about. One of them is technically already out, and then another one comes out in the fall, but I'm so excited for the paperback release of Isla and Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. This book came out like in the summertime of last year, and I have the paperback version, so I just chose not to buy it. But the paperback version is finally coming out this year, so I'm gonna get that and read it, and I'm so excited. And I'm also really looking forward to Sweet Temptation, which is like the fourth book in the Sweet Evil trilogy by Higgins. It's technically like the male character's perspective of all of the books, I think. So it's like his side of the story. So this one is for Forever and Always, and it says pick your favorite book character. And this is sort of like backwards, because wasn't Forever and Always like angst and hate towards Joe Jonas? I chose to pick Vampire Academy. I love Rose and Dimitri. They are probably one of the best like book couples, at least right now. There's a lot of good ones for this question, but I just love them so much. Final question is Come Back, Be Here, which I think is not a super popular song, but it's still a really good one. I know all the songs, they're all good. Choose a book that you would be least likely to lend out for fear of missing it too much. So I think this goes without saying that I would choose the entire Harry Potter series. I don't think I would ever lend out any of my hardcover editions of Harry Potter, just because my selfish side is too protective of these books. I love this series so much. It's my favorite. You guys know that. And I have like just like a love of the actual books, like the hardcover ones, because I've read them over and over. These are my favorite, and I would be so afraid that something bad would happen to them, or that I wouldn't get them back, or I just don't even know. It would probably make me really anxious to lend these out. Maybe I would lend out some of the paperback copies that I have, but definitely not the hardcovers. Okay guys, so that is all for my video today. I hope you all enjoyed watching the tag that I did. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. I have an exciting book haul coming up. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you all very soon. Bye guys.